real reason behind every Minion's different eye color to a hidden spoiler buried inside the very first VillainCon scene, today we're breaking down 10 hidden secrets from this franchise that most fans have completely missed. But first, if Kevin, Stuart, or Bob is your favorite, drop a banana emoji. And if you're a Gru loyalist through and through, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Number 1. The secret behind every Minion's eye color. For over 15 years, fans have wondered why Minions look nearly identical except for their eyes. And the answer might finally make sense. Originally, Minions were only meant to be background comic relief, so their design stayed minimal and interchangeable. But as the franchise grew, animators needed a way to make individual Minions stand out, which is where subtle differences like height, hair, eye count, and eye color came in. Most Minions we see have brown eyes and share one obsession, finding the next great villain to serve. But Henry and James, the main characters of the newest film, both have blue eyes, and all they actually want to do is make art and have fun. Since the film establishes early on that these are just one of many separate Minion tribes, it's very possible Henry and James were never even part of this tribe to begin with, and were captured by pure accident from somewhere else entirely. Number 2. Why Gru refused to kiss just one Minion goodnight. Did you notice Gru once skipped giving a single specific Minion a goodnight kiss? That small detail might be exactly why that Minion survived. Gru genuinely remembers all 899 Minions by name and face, because he truly loves every one of them. They first came to his window on a rainy night hoping to be adopted, and the moment he saw them shivering, his heart melted completely. He even let the most timid Minion sleep beside him, and after 50 years together, Gru still remembers details as specific as how many hairs each Minion has. But love isn't the only reason they've survived this long. Dr. Nefario, despite frequently mishearing instructions and messing up inventions, quietly enforced strict safety protocols in Gru's lab, carefully guiding the Minions whenever they handled dangerous weapons. And on top of all that, Gru himself is almost superhumanly tough, capable of dodging an incoming missile with ease, a level of durability far beyond any of the Minions' previous, far more mortal bosses. Number 3. 5 reasons Despicable Me 3 beats Despicable Me 4. Here's why fans keep coming back to this particular sequel. First, there's Drew, Gru's long-lost twin brother, whose fun, chaotic energy added an entirely new layer to the story, especially once the two teams up for a heist together. Second, there's Balthazar Bratt, a former child star frozen in the 1980s, complete with a mullet, choreographed dance battles, and constant Michael Jackson references, making him a far more memorable villain than Despicable Me 4's more generic antagonist. Third, the Minions themselves get a much bigger role here, including a genuinely hilarious prison escape subplot on top of the fan-favorite Mega Minion transformations. Fourth, watching Gru balance being a brand new brother while still being a full-time dad gave this film real emotional depth that hit harder than expected. And finally, this movie gave us the unforgettable image of Gru squeezed into a pink bubblegum-colored bathing suit. Number 4. Deleted scenes you never got to see. Here's what almost made it into these films before being cut. In the original Minions movie, during Stuart's first encounter with Scarlet's guitar, the deleted version actually included an extra line where Scarlet directly warns him not to touch it. In Despicable Me 2, during Gru's rescue mission for Lucy, an entire deleted sequence showed a chicken accidentally triggering a rocket launcher, completely changing how that action scene would have played out. And in one of the Minions' historical flashback sequences, a deleted moment showed a soldier accidentally defeating himself with his own sword. If you're enjoying these hidden secrets, make sure you're subscribed because we're just getting started. Number 5. Continuity errors hidden in the original Despicable Me. Did you catch these small mistakes in the very first film? In one scene, the apple in Mr. Perkins's hand is clearly shown in his right hand, only to suddenly appear in his left hand moments later with no cut explaining the switch. At the end of that same film, Vector is left stranded and trapped on the moon. Yet by the 4th movie, he's somehow shown locked up in prison instead, with no explanation for how he got back. And in one background shot, a Minion is shown sliding down a tube, but the moment the camera angle shifts and returns, that same Minion has reappeared back in its original starting position. Number 6. 5 hidden details you missed in Minions. Here's how much this film hides in plain sight. Once Kevin makes it back to the palace to save Bob and Stuart, he gears up in Herb's office, and by the time he's finished, he looks almost exactly like Rambo in his own movie. While the narrator describes Gru as the Minions follow him, he specifically calls him Despicable, a direct nod to the main Despicable Me series. After the laws change, allowing Scarlet to become queen, she holds a press conference where one reporter clearly couldn't care less about the interview, quietly playing tic-tac-toe instead of taking notes. During the end credits, the Minions stumble across across an oversized picture of Gru's mother, and it's the exact same picture that hangs in the front room of Gru's house in the original Despicable Me. And after the credits, as Kevin, Stuart, and Bob continue their end credits singing tradition, every previous boss they served throughout the film makes a final appearance, but this time in the exact opposite order. Number 7. Why do the Minions have two different origin stories for their overalls? Here's a detail that looks like a plot hole, but might actually be intentional. In Minions and the Big Monster, after James and Henry become famous, they reject their tailored suits in favor of a set cleaner's yellow shirt and overalls, creating their now iconic look sometime in the 1920s. But when Kevin's trio lands in New York from Antarctica decades later in 1968, they're shown stealing overalls off a clothesline purely because of the summer heat, with no memory of this being a franchise tradition at all. The explanation isn't a mistake. It's actually clever. Minions never lived as one unified group. They split into completely separate tribes long ago, with James's tribe tracing back to ancient Greece, putting them worlds away from Kevin's group hibernating in Antarctica with zero communication between them. On top of that, Minions are famously forgetful, constantly losing their belongings during centuries of disaster and wandering, meaning Kevin's crew likely stumbled onto the exact same overalls look completely independently by pure chance. Number 8. The dark family history behind Gru's parents. Here's what most casual fans don't know about where Gru actually came from. His mother, Marlena Gru, is the oldest living member of the Gru family, known for being sharp-tongued, emotionally distant, and openly favoring Drew over Gru while he was growing up. It takes her years to finally develop real pride in Gru's accomplishments. His father, Robert Gru, known as the Bald Terror, was once one of the most feared supervillains in the world. After Marlena discovered the Gru family's long-standing tradition of raising villains, the two divorced, splitting the family down the middle. Robert raised Gru, while Marlena raised Drew. He ran his entire villainous operation hidden behind a pig farm in Fredonia, and while he was visibly proud of Gru's natural villainous talent, he remained openly disappointed in Drew. Before passing away, he left his entire fortune and criminal legacy behind, not to Gru, but to Drew instead. Number 9. The hidden spoiler inside the villain con scene. Here's a detail that went unnoticed by most viewers watching this scene the first time. At the villain con convention, Dr. Nefario is shown demonstrating his newest invention, a freeze ray gun, to a young Gru and his mother. This moment quietly marks Gru's very first appearance in the franchise's actual timeline, and it's also the exact moment he discovers the weapon that would go on to become his signature tool for decades. Without ever saying it outright, the film is quietly telling us that back in 1968, both Gru's fate and the Minions' fate were already being written, and in the background of that same scene, Professor Flux makes an appearance too, his name a direct nod to the flux capacitor from Back to the Future. Number 10. The purest character in the franchise gave up her most prized possession. Everyone loves this franchise for its villains, its chaos, and its heartwarming family moments, but Agnes might be the single purest character in it. She adores unicorns, fluffy things, and making everyone around her happy. But in Despicable Me 3, when Gru loses his job and the family's finances collapse, Agnes quietly does something nobody expects. She sells her own belongings to help support the family, including her beloved unicorn plush from the very first film, the one item most fans assumed she'd never willingly give up. And that's it? Which one of these hidden secrets surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you want the next part, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're uncovering even more secrets next time.